I don't know how many of you are followed boxing growing up. Growing up, there was this black African American who said, "I am the greatest." Anybody knows him? Nobody believed him except him. As long as you remember you're the greatest, as long as you remember you're going to go anywhere, we will go everywhere. Right? So right now, we also need a mentor. Can you just imagine if you choosing a leader, choosing a mentor is also very important. Right? If you chose Alexander the Great, you would have conquered the known world during his time. If you were a Greek, then if you were a Persian, you have to follow Xerxes, which he did, right? So now, it's very important to have a mentor. The mentor that would say, don't go there, don't go here. If Gemma said, oh, Frank, how come some of the guests did not show up? Don't worry, Gemma. They will. I know, I've been there. This is the kind of mentor that we have. This is the kind of mentor that we have, and he knows financial services. He connects us to all the great speakers that we have, that we are going to have, right? So please, help me welcome Mr. Frank Wong.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome, everyone here. Thank you. I know it's a Saturday. Every one of you have a lot of things to take care of on Saturday, but thank you for coming. And the Golden Start started a year ago. It's the first anniversary. We started from 0 to today. And can you imagine picking another year, another 5, another 10 years? Golden Star is going to be on the map. Okay, so you guys are the what we call it, founders of the Golden Star. Yes. So yeah, let's keep that in mind. We offer very, very good business opportunity. You need to stay focused. Okay, you need help. There are plenty of help. We can find help to help you out, to build your business. So don't worry about that. And in our business, knowledge is everything. You need to know our products so you can introduce the products and help your friends, your clients. We all know baby boomers, we are retiring, right? We are getting old. We need help. We need help to learn how to save money, where to get money, how to grow our investment nest egg. So when we retire, we have some money coming in to support our retirement. We represent many different companies that offer different kind of products. And today, we asked one of the companies which they have one of the best annuity products. We asked them to send a trainer to come here give us a training so we can learn product to make yourself better prepared. And American General Life Company in Houston used to be called AIG, but the company is American General Life. Okay, they sent us one of their best annuity trainer, David Kinsley, regional vice president. Right? He will be this year. He will be giving us a training both on the product and the knowledge and the trend of the industry. So let's put our hands together. Let's welcome David Kinsley.
Thank you. Well, thank you everyone for having me here today. As a lot of your colleagues driving up the 15 freeway came across a little fender bender, and coming up the 71 came across, unfortunately, a motorcyclist who was down. So it was about half an hour late getting here. So I apologize for that. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it. What I'd like to do is really talk about a couple of things here. Is what is the opportunity out there right now? Okay. What are people feeling and what are people saying out there? And lastly, what is the solution to what they're saying and feeling? Okay. So what I'd like to do is start off with what's the opportunity? As Frank had mentioned, baby boomers and that demographic is getting bigger and bigger every day. Now, baby boomer is defined as individuals born between 1946 and 1964. Okay? How many are baby boomers? Okay? Now, this is the largest segment of our population right now. And they are getting ready to retire. Some have already retired, and good for them. They've done a great job. Some have not retired, and they need to save more money because of a lot of the uncertainty. But what has happened here is we are looking at a trend, okay? It was projected by 2012, and due to 2008 and the beginning part of 2009 and what has happened over the last couple of years, that has kind of been put off a couple of years. But it was projected that $1 trillion. Now, can anyone get their arms around $1 trillion?
I wish.
Yeah. So $1 trillion. Now, if you took a $100 bill and stacked them up, $1 trillion would go all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast and back.
Wow.
That's how big $1 trillion is. Okay? So it was projected that $1 trillion was going to be rolling out of qualified retirement plans. That's 401ks, 403bs, 457 plans, other defined contribution and defined benefit plans. Okay? These people are retiring. They're getting done with their work life. And what do they do with that money? They take that retirement dollar and they roll it to an IRA. Okay? Now, how many of you have heard of a pension? What is a pension? Monthly income. Monthly income that's guaranteed. Okay? So, when we take a look at the pension, those are going away. Why?
Obama.
Oh, we got to blame Bush. Bush is a good.
Coming from him is believable.
The thing is why is it going away? Defined benefit plans, which is defining a benefit that's going to be paid out over a period of time, is going away because the number of people who are retiring is getting bigger and bigger. And the fastest growing segment of our population is 100-year-old women. Okay? We take a look 15, 20 years ago. Life expectancy of a male, age 65, was probably 76, 78. Today it's 84. The life expectancy of a female 65 was about 82. Now it's 88. People are living longer. Why? Information. We know what is good for us. We know what is bad for us. We're doing more things to take better care of ourselves. Take care of the temple, right? So we're taking care of ourselves. But, unfortunately, we can do all we can do to take care of ourselves. Now, the next thing is medical technology has gotten better. 15 years ago, if you needed to have a bypass surgery, what do? They split your chest open, they slide it open, they go in, they do the repairs, they close you back up, and they staple you up. Okay? Not very pleasant. And it's about a 3-4 month turnaround time to recover. Today, they have the ability to go in and put in a stent, which is a little balloon that blows up the artery, that flushes everything out, and then they put you on Lipitor. Right? So we can go back eating what we want to eat, doing what we want to do. Seriously. And that's what's allowing people to live a lot longer. Now, when we take a look at the certified financial planners, basic rule in regards to retirement. If you are a husband and a wife, and you're 65 years old, and you want to retire with an income that's going to last a lifetime, the CFP standards state that you have to be invested at least in 50% stocks, 50% bonds, and take no more than 4%. Okay? How many people over the age of 65 right now want to be 50% in stocks? How many people are getting a decent yield on their bonds? You're getting a good yield on your bonds? Excellent. You must have bought them a while ago. Yeah. So the thing is that right now we have extremely difficult times in regards to the stock market, in regards to the bond markets, in regards to yields. Interest rates yesterday closed on the 10-year Treasury at 1.47%. Wow. Okay, that's one of the lowest it's been. Now, what I want you to do is write down on your pieces of paper there, $1 trillion. That's 1 followed by 9 zeros, right? Now, we're all here. What's that? No, is it 9 or 12? Is it 12? Okay, 12 zeros. Sorry about that. I usually write it out, but. So 12 zeros. Now, we're all here living in Southern California, right? There's no one from outside of Southern Cal?
Northern.
Yeah. Northern Cal. Okay. You guys are some of the luckiest people in the United States.
On the planet.
In the planet.
Europe is down.
But the thing is why are you so lucky? 34 to 36% of the qualified assets that are going to be distributed out of retirement plans into IRAs is in California.
Wow.
That's $340 billion to $360 billion. Now, when we take a look at the demographics of California, where is the majority of the population?
Southern.
Yeah, Ventura South.
65 years.
Okay? We've got some great pockets up in Northern California, San Francisco, Oakland, Sacramento, okay? Bakersfield. You know, so the thing is there's money up there too. But when we take a look at the vast majority of it, the opportunity is right here in our backyard. Okay? Now, that $1 trillion is projected, it was, once again, projected for 2008. Projected for 2012, thank you. But because of 2008, 2009, and the economic conditions, I think we may be looking at 2013, maybe beginning of 2014 for that $1 trillion thing to happen. So we have time to work on it. Now, that's just in 2013-14. By 2015, 1.5 trillion. By 2016, 2.25 trillion. By 2017, 3 trillion. By 2018, potentially $4 trillion. Now, $4 trillion flowing out of qualified retirement plans. California earning only 34 to 36%. That's $1.2 trillion. Okay? How many of you would like to have a piece of that? Okay. Okay. Now, when we look at 360 to 380 billion, okay, if you just got 1/16 of 1%, that's $925 million. 1/16 of 1% is $925 million. This is the opportunity that we have as financial advisors, as people who are really looking for the opportunity to help people. Okay? I've been in the business for over 25 years. I know I started when I was 12. Okay?
You're 21 now.
Exactly. Actually, I come from a line of financial planners, financial advisors. My father and my grandfather both were in the business. And I started at a young age learning from my father. And so the thing is my father always taught me something. And I think it's something that will resonate through everyone here. Do unto others as you would want to be done to you. Okay? And what we need to do is we need to help the masses out there. The masses of people who don't understand and don't know what to do when they retire. We have the tremendous opportunity to help people. To be there for them, to be honest, to be straightforward, to let them know we can help them. Okay? Once again, we're going to be set up for years to come with this opportunity. Okay? Questions about the opportunity? You guys excited?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. 1/16 of 1%, $925 million. I would love to get that. What I want to talk about a little bit right now is what are people out there saying? What are the masses saying about their future retirement, their potential retirement, or their lack of retirement? Okay? Our parent company is Sun America Financial Group out of Woodland Hills. Okay? As well as AIG. We kind of kicked them to the curb a little. But no, Sun America. Yeah, yeah. Sun Life is Canada. Yeah. So American General and Sun America, what we did was we went ahead and did a survey, a nationwide survey, asking people questions in regards to their retirement. What is it that keeps you up at night? Okay? For me, I've got an almost 12-year-old, almost 10-year-old, and a 7-year-old. Okay, those guys keep me up at night. You know, thinking about, okay, how are we going to get them to, high school, get them into college? Do I have enough saved for that? You know, are we going to be able to go ahead and get them the education that they need? You know, are we going to be able to keep them out of danger, in today's society? You know, that's the kind of stuff that keeps me up at night. I'm almost getting to this point where I start thinking about this. But if you go ahead and take a look at this, if you can, go to page, let's see here, page 5. Basically, it's key finding number 2. And basically, what it does is it talks about what clients expect from us. Okay? Now, I can tell you, I was a financial advisor. I had about a 3-year hiatus between my wholesaling positions. I spent about 10 years with Transamerica, 3 years back in personal production, and I've been with American General now for just almost a year. Okay? When I was back in personal production, I left wholesaling August of 2008. Now, can anyone tell me here what happened in August of 2008? Do you remember? Huh? The start, but what was the catalyst? AIG, Lehman Brothers, Bear Stearns, Walmart, okay? Then we had the big 3 auto companies needing help. Huh? Ford, GM, okay, and Chrysler. Okay?
But Ford was good.
Ford's been great.
They were
Let me tell
public.
you, Ford's been
They
great.
borrowed money. How went ahead?
Yep. I mean, even AIG, once again, I won't go into the details of what caused all this, because I've got an opinion. But the thing is deregulation of the regulations that were in place allowed companies like AIG to provide investments that were unregulated. What happens when you have unregulated investments? All of a sudden, my pocket's empty. Okay, money's gone. Money's disappearing, or be made off. Okay, the thing is that unfortunately AIG got caught up in a lot of this. Hedge funds, unregulated investments, all tied to the real estate market, and we all know what happened in the real estate market. Okay, now a lot of companies got money that were loaned to them, and a lot of the money's been paid back. AIG has paid back all of the money that was loaned to them. The only thing that they have outstanding is common stock. Yes, the government still owns stock in AIG. Probably about 70, almost 70 to 75%. Yeah, they're trying to go ahead and keep the price up and get the price to $32 a share, so the government can go ahead and sell it back to AIG. Okay, we are doing well. We are coming out of this. Our parent company, AIG, Sun America. Okay. American General, which is not, and also Western National, which was AIG Annuities, they are also doing very, very well. They're a different, separate arm. Okay. Once again, with the insurance companies, there is something called cash reserves. State-required cash reserves. Dollar for dollar cash reserves. Unlike FDIC insurance, which has about 10 cents per $100 in reserves for a major bank that goes under. So we have dollar for dollar reserves. Okay? But while I was working as a financial advisor, especially during this time, what did I hear from the clients that I took over? I haven't heard from my advisor. My advisor hasn't been proactively calling me. I tried calling my advisor and they don't call me back. I don't know where where my financial advisor is. Okay? And so one of the things is that clients expect more. If one of the things I can go ahead and stress y'all is good times or bad times, always keep in contact with your clients, because then they know you care. Okay? You know, keys to positive experience: sound strategy, meaningful analysis, thorough education, honesty. Whoa, do we even have to say that? Yeah, they said. I want someone who's honest. And being knowledgeable. Understand your focus. Okay? Associated emotions with that: confident, safe, comfortable, sure. Okay? If we come in and sit down with a client and we're not confident, we're not sure, we're not knowledgeable about our products, clients aren't going to feel safe and confident. So, and in other words, the client says a positive experience is, you know, they weren't trying to sell me something. They were showing me different avenues and different products, and it made me feel comfortable. One of the things I did as a financial advisor for 3 years was, when I sat down with a client and I understood what they were looking for, I gave them 3 options. Now, why would I give them 3 options? Because I knew that they could probably pick one of the 3, which would lead to a
Yeah.
Okay? Would you like option A, B, or C? 9 times out of 10 they said, well, what do you recommend? Well, here's the benefits of A, here's the benefits of B, here's the benefits of C, but I think B fits your situation much better. Okay. So, once again, give them options. Don't try to sell them. Educate them on the solution to their needs. Okay? Attributes to a negative experience. No information gathering. Okay? My father taught me from the very, very beginning that we, as advisors, are like financial doctors. And the story that I would always say to the client is, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I am like a financial doctor. Now, if you went to your family doctor and you walked in and you said, hey doc, I'm not feeling good. Can you give me a prescription? And he writes out a couple of prescriptions, says, here, try these. What would you do?
Run away.
I say, next doctor. Just like us. Client comes to you, you don't ask any questions, we don't understand what their needs are, and we say, here, just go ahead and sign here. This will take care of you. They're gonna go, what? I'm not gonna go ahead and work with you. You didn't ask me any questions. You didn't understand where I'm coming from. So the thing is we have to gather the data. I know Frank and I were talking before, and you guys have good fact-finding pieces, okay? So, no information gathering, confusing advice, okay? I like bullet points. Give me the bullet points, okay? Otherwise, if we get into it too deep, which sometimes there are people, engineers, who like to get in deep. They want to see the mechanics of how it works, and that's fine. But most people are like, okay, the benefits are A, B, C, and D. Wonderful, this sounds like it makes sense, okay? Inconsistent advice. Oh, well, A does this, and B does that, and C does this, and I think A might be, well, no, B might be, well, hold on, C might be good for you. No, actually, A might be, well, I don't know. Yeah, inconsistent advice. Ambiguous information and insufficient explanation. Okay, give them what they want. If they want explanation, give it to them. If they are okay with you giving them the overview, that's fine also. Associated emotions with a negative experience are they're upset, they're dismissed, they're frustrated, they're confused, they're uncomfortable, or that deer in the headlight look. Yeah, they just are like, whoop. They're not getting it. And so one of the things that we want to do is when we're sitting with a client, we want to look for those buying emotions, those buying signals. Client's doing this. Yeah. Okay. They're saying, yeah, I understand. I'm getting this. Or they're like going, I ain't buying this. Okay? So we need to go ahead and ask more questions. Find out why are you like this? Okay? What is it that's not allowing you to relax? And be able to go ahead and understand the problem. Okay? So a negative experience is they never addressed what my goals were. And then do you want to continue living like this? Do you see yourself downsizing? How many of you see yourself downsizing in retirement? You don't want to downsize? Okay. Yeah, we might want to go from a 3,000 square foot house to maybe a 2,200 square foot house, whatever. Reduce the mortgage or whatever it may be to be able to go do more things. But do we want to go ahead and cut back on our activities? Let me ask you a question. What's a typical work day for y'all? How many hours?
8 hours.
10? 12? Okay. So all of a sudden you retire. Now you got 8, 10, 12 hours with nothing to do. 16 hours with nothing to do. So what are you going to do? Are you going to just sit home, or are you going to want to go out and do things? You want to go out and do things. You want to go travel. You want to go enjoy a meal or see a show. Or in my case, go fishing, play golf. Okay? Actually, I want to follow my son around. I was mentioning to the young woman that was up here. Yeah, my son is en route to hopefully becoming a professional golfer. He's 11 years old, and that's what he's 11 years old. And last week, Monday, on Memorial Day, he shot a 68.
Wow.
So
He's better than me.
I played 4 years of college and about 6 months of pro, and he's better than me right now.
Oh, wow.
At 11.
He got the good genes.
He got the good. Well, he got the good teaching.
And also,
So the thing is that's what we want to do. We want to enjoy our family. We want to help our kids. We want to be able to do the things. in retirement. Okay? Without a sound plan, guess what? You're not gonna have it. So that's one of the things that I would say is stress with every client that you have, with every person that you know. How sound is your retirement strategy? Okay? Now, I hate using this, but it's hysterical. One of our competitors with that little orange ball, okay? What's your number? A gajillion. What's that? I don't know. You know, we don't know. Some people don't know their number. A lot of people are not prepared. And that's what we as advisors have to do. How sound is your retirement strategy? 9 times out of 10 say is, I don't know. I just keep on throwing money into the 401k. I have no clue what I'm going to do when I retire. If I retire, right? Okay. Now, actually, let's do this. Let's go to page 8. I like this because, once again, it tells us what the hierarchy is of the client's needs. What is it that they're looking for? Okay? Know me. Don't just throw product at me. Know me. Know what my wife and my objectives are. Know what we want for our family if anything were to happen to us, so on and so forth. So know me. Educate me. Provide me realistic solutions. Now, unfortunately, in some situations, there are unrealistic solutions. And sometimes what we have to do is break them some bad news. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, now I've looked over your stuff, I've taken some time to analyze this information. But unfortunately, we have to do a couple of different things. Either A, work a little longer, B, save a little bit more, or C, take more risk. Because based on what you have, is not going to meet the needs during your retirement. And that's a tough conversation to have sometimes. But unfortunately, these clients need to understand that. They need to know that this is where you're at in your retirement strategy. Okay? But there are people that have done a very, very good job of saving money, putting money away, and now they want to know, how do I go ahead and turn that into an income stream? Okay? Invest the time with them. Okay? That's one of the things that I found that most of my clients, when I sat down with them, I would spend anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half talking and starting to gather information. Spend the time with them. Get to know them. Understand what they're looking for. Okay? That's part of what they want. They want to know that you know them. And you're starting to build that bond. Now, there have been times where I basically told the client, you know what? You seem to have a good grasp of what you're doing. So, you know what? I don't really see where you really need me. And the reason why was because it wasn't that bond. Now, how the heck did that be? I mean, I said, I work with anybody. But I'm just the thing is there are personality conflicts that will happen. Whereas some people, it just won't mesh. But work with those people. Don't feel obligated to work with someone who you're not seeing eye to eye with. Okay? You know, you have people out there that have their opinions. And guess what? Sometimes their opinion and your opinion are like, so. And then proactively communicate. Once again, that is so important. How many of you work with life insurance? Okay? How long does it usually take from the time you get the application to the time you get the decision? Huh?
Weeks, 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks? Oh, 2 to 3 months? 2 to 3 years? No, when you sign an application, a life insurance application, you send it on in to the insurance company. Then the insurance company goes ahead and says, okay, well, we need these APSs, and we need the paramedical done, and we need this, that, and the other thing, okay? How long does it usually take?
2 to 3 weeks.
Wow. Well, I guess I've been out of the life insurance side of the business for a long time, because back when I was doing it, it took anywhere from 4 weeks to 8 weeks, depending on the situation.
You're lucky.
No, not
You
lucky.
guys are lucky. But the thing is that how often do you contact your client during that time frame in which we're waiting for the attending physician statements, the MIB reports, the RX data sheet, every week, you have to.
I Facebook them, does that count?
Yeah, it's a cut advertise. The instant messaging, right? The thing is that you have to be in constant contact with them, because guess what? If you don't, they forget it. Why am I buying this? You have to go back and resell them on why you sold it. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, just wanted to let you know, we just gone ahead and scheduled your paramedical exam for next Tuesday. So that's great. We also sent it to Dr. Jones to get your attending physician statement. So I just wanted to let you know, the process is moving. So we should have an answer, hopefully, in a timely fashion. So I just wanted to let you know. Any questions? Great, thank you. Have a wonderful week. It's as simple as that, just the communication, okay? Now, what could a financial advisor do to make retirement preparation easy? 40% of them said include family members in discussion. How many of you will go ahead and meet with the client and maybe a son or a daughter, or a niece or a nephew, or a grandson or granddaughter, brother, sister? Okay? We find that that's very, very helpful, because generally what happens is when you sit down with a client, you will go ahead, understand what their situation is, give them some ideas, and what they say was the number one thing that they say. I want to think about it. And that's really saying either A, I don't understand what you're saying, and I don't want it, or B, I want to go talk to my son, my daughter, my whatever. Yeah. And so the thing is it's always great to go ahead and have that family member there to help out. Next one, use real life examples. Okay? I gotta tell you, I've never used one of these with a client presentation. I've never used any of the marketing material with a client presentation. I get a yellow pad. I draw pictures. So the thing is, keep it simple. You bring this out, and guess what? All of a sudden, they look at it and start putting it plays. So, what we want to do is keep it simple. Draw pictures, okay? And then support what you put on the white page with this. Remember I told you this? Remember I explained that? It's right here. A lot of times they'll say, that's too big to be true. Well, here, let me show you. Here's where it is in here. This is how we can do it, okay? 36% of people said offer educational events and seminars, meet with you frequently, send educational emails or articles, okay? Keep in contact with them, touch them. That's how you keep a client. Okay, let's go to page 11 real quickly. Right now, Americans 55 years and older are looking for guarantees, lifetime income and investments that can help provide for today's I think this was the Espanol word of the brochure. Familia, interdependence, increasing the needs of the balanced retirement plans with possibility of having financial and emotional support of aging relatives, adults, grandchildren, and siblings. Okay? One of the things that people are telling us, this is once again, what people are telling us is that they want to make sure that they are guaranteed never to lose their money. Safety. Okay? Have you ever heard the terminology? Zero is hero? Okay? Yes. Zero returns. We don't have to make anything up. Okay? Now, if, let's say for instance, in the beginning of 2008, you invested $100,000. Let's just say that you had it invested, diversified throughout emerging markets and the stock market and bonds and this, that, and the other thing. At the end of the year, your value was $50,000. Negative 50%. What type of return are you going to need to get back to 100,000? 150. 100%. Because you have 50,000, we need to add 50, so you need 100% return on your money. Okay? How quickly are we going to see 100% return on our money in the stock market these days? You can't make that up. I mean, that's tough to make up, especially if you're in retirement and you're taking income. Okay? Zero is hero. 60% of people said they want to protect their income from market losses and guarantee it for life. 60% said they wanted to cover long-term care expenses if needed. 55% of people said they wanted to provide income to your family if you die or become disabled. Next is provide guaranteed rising income. How do we do that? Okay, we'll touch on that in a minute. 43% enabled to leave money to your family, community charities, and then 26%, the lowest, has the potential to provide higher returns but has higher risk. People don't want that. Once again, 65-year-old husband and wife. If you want an income that's going to last you a lifetime, you need to be 50% stocks, 50% bonds, and a 4% withdrawal rate. Okay? You have to live off of a 4% withdrawal rate. So, as you can see, consumers out there are scared. Consumers out there want safety and security. They want income. They want to know the income is there. Okay? Questions? Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay? Scan these up in just a second. So,
Question?
yes.
We were talking about potential risk for people to take as they are baby boomers closer to retirement, but with the markets that are the way they are now. What type of risk would a baby boomer be willing to accept to get a higher return?
In my opinion, okay, you have to be extremely well diversified, okay, and you have to have, in my opinion, proactively managed investments, okay. Now, that's usually going to be an investment that people are going to work with an RIA, a registered investment advisor. They'll work with managed money programs. You can get them at Merrill, you can get them at Morgan, you can get them at Chase, EMA. I mean, you can have those managed money type of programs, but it doesn't guarantee you a loss. Okay? A lot of people will go ahead and use bonds to go ahead and to protect the downside. But right now, with interest rates being at 1.4% on the 10-year Treasury, okay, where do we see interest rates going in the future? Hopefully they don't go any lower. But they'll probably come up at some point in the future. The question is, what happens to your bond values when interest rates go up?
Reverse.
They go down. It's a teeter-totter. When interest rates go down, bond values go up. When interest rates go up, bond values go down. So the thing is where do you go for safety right now? Where do you go for security right now? It's brutal. It is really, really tough because of the economic conditions and because of the last 12 years and the roller coaster ride that we've gone on in the stock market. The roller coaster ride we have gone on in the international markets, in the emerging markets. Okay? It's very difficult. So, how do we take risks? It's tough. Yeah, it's tough to get the better return with risk because of the fact that the volatility. And also confidence. People have lost confidence. And when people lose confidence, they tend to sell their stocks. What happens when they sell their stocks? The market goes down 275 points like it did yesterday because they lose confidence. So it's a multiple of things that can cause fluctuation in the markets. And a lot of it could be speculation. Okay? People who do what is human nature. What's human nature? Buy low, sell high. Buy high, sell low.
Buy the same.
Buy high, sell higher.
Hopefully. But see, the thing is
Facebook.
But yeah, when do you know when it's high enough?
You never can tell.
You never know. But
Nobody's smart
human
enough for the
nature
market.
is buy when you're feeling good about something. Okay, Apple, yeah, $650 this year. It's going to go to 800. Whoops, came back down to the fives.
Berkshire Hathaway,
Berkshire.
130,000.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is when is the right time to buy? When's the right time to sell? Now, once again, going back to my days as a financial advisor. In 2008, I had people bringing in their retirement statements. Okay, we're going over and making sure that they were properly allocated. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, they were making the decision as to where to invest. And for a lot of people, that may not be the best thing to do. So what I was doing was helping them with their allocation, trying to get in with the human resources person at the corporation that they work for, to be able to help the other employees with proper asset allocation, in which then I could take over the retirement plan, okay? And all of a sudden now we've got Mary Jane and Bob and Henry, who are all getting ready to retire, and I go ahead and say to the human resources person, don't worry about it. I can deal with it. I'll help them out. I don't want you to worry about it. And all of a sudden now, I'm doing the financial planning and the retirement strategies for these 3 individuals who are getting ready to retire. Okay? So, most of the people back then who were in their 20s, in their 30s, they saw the stock market at 13,000 go down to 6,000, they stopped contributing. They were contributing all the way up to 13,000. But as all of a sudden the stock market started to crash, they started to stop contributing. Is that smart or is that foolish?
Foolish.
Foolish. Why? We've heard of the strategy is dollar cost averaging, right? When the price is high and we are buying on a systematic basis every month or twice a month, when the price is higher, we buy fewer shares. When the price is lower, we buy more shares. So as the price of the shares were going down due to the stock market collapse, if they continue to invest, they're buying a lot more shares. But a lot of these people were saying, the sky's falling. Okay, they're thinking that the stock market's going to go to zero. Now, how many of you know when was the last time the stock market hit zero? Anyone? No, it isn't. It's not going to hit zero. And do this. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, now, let's get back onto the retirement strategy. Clients have said, please, provide me with a solution that will guarantee that I'm not going to lose money. please give me a solution that's going to provide me an income stream that's going to last my lifetime. Okay? Now, there are really only two options that can provide a guaranteed income for life. An immediate annuity, or a single premium immediate annuity. Number two, a deferred annuity, like a fixed, variable, or index annuity. Now, over in the UK, their word for annuity is pension. They call an annuity in the UK a pension. Why? Because it's the only investment vehicle that can provide a guaranteed income for life. Here in the United States, unfortunately, due to compliance, we can't use the word pension because it is not a pension. It is an annuity with an insurance company that has dollar for dollar backing. Okay? So, what I want to talk to you about is two things. And one is the immediate annuity. Okay? For some of our older clients, the immediate annuity may make a little bit more sense because of a higher percentage payout. Okay? For some of our younger clients, the index annuity makes, in my opinion, the most sense. Okay? Once again, the reason why is 0 is 0. Now, real quickly back to the immediate annuity. For clients that you sit down with and you talk to, you find out, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you have Social Security here, Social Security here, you've got a small pension here. We have a total income, we have your expenses here, we have your discretionary expenses here. Oops, this income doesn't even cover your expenses. So what we have to do is we have to go over here in your asset bucket and say, okay, what asset are we going to go ahead and use to provide that income to the cash flow side to cover your essential expenses and maybe even your discretionary expenses? And how are we going to do that? Okay? Depending on the number, depends on the solution that we are going to provide. Okay? If it is a larger number, we may have to take a look at an immediate annuity because it has a larger payout. Okay? Now, the thing I love about the immediate annuity as well as the index annuity is it provides potentially income for a surviving spouse. Now, we have a husband and wife. One passes away. It's generally us guys. Okay. So, I'm dead. My Social Security is $1,900 a month. My wife's Social Security is $800 a month. Okay? All of a sudden now, her Social Security is gone and she gets my $1,900. She loses $800 a month income. Okay? What are we going to do? How are we going to plan for that? We need to go ahead and kind of have that conversation. Mr. Jones, when you die, how are you going to replace that $800 a month income for your wife? Okay, well, we can use assets over here, or we can go ahead and buy some life insurance that says, hey, okay, on your death, okay, this lump sum's here, and at 5% income, it's going to provide $800 a month. Okay? So, let's talk a little bit about the index annuity. How familiar are you with index annuities? Good? Somewhat? A little bit? No? Okay. What I'd like to do today is give you kind of a broad overview. You can see how we're looking at it. index annuity is tied to a specific index. Okay, we have, most of the index annuities are tied to the Standard & Poor's 500 index, your Fortune 500 companies. Okay? We also have global index, which is tied to the S&P, the Dow Euro 50, and the Nikkei stock market, Japanese stock market. Okay?
How about FTSE?
Nope. Not with us.
DAX?
Nope. So, I mean, the Dow Euro will probably have some of that, but yeah, we've elected the Dow Euro. So you can choose, once again, whether or not you want some international flavor or if you want some more just domestic flavor. Okay? Now, each of the products are going to have some unique features also to them. Okay? Now, I try to keep it as simple as possible with the clients. And I like the point-to-point, 100% participation, annual. Okay? Annual point-to-point. Now, right now, with interest rates where they're at, what we are calling cap rates, I think we're right around 2 to 3%, which is really tough, really difficult. But our cap rates go ahead and adjust on an annual basis. So, who can tell me what cap rates are going to be next year? No. Who can tell me what it's going to be in 5 years? Okay. Do I think interest rates are going to be higher in 5 years than they are today?
Maybe.
Well, with the way we're spending money here in the United States, it's got to be. I mean, we could see the deflation like Japan had for 10 years. Okay? But I think in order for us to get out of this, we will have to raise interest rates. Okay? So the thing is the cap rates are based on the 10-year treasury and the volatility in the market. Now, there's so much more to the index annuity, but what I want to do is talk with you a little bit about a concept. And it's right all around the retirement income strategies. Now, how many of you are familiar with RMD? Required minimum distribution. What is the percentage required minimum distribution at 70.5? Anyone know? Well, that's the life, the factor. Yeah, I've got it. I'll get it to Frank. But I have it, which is converted into percentage. But at 70.5, it's 3.64% of your total retirement dollars, your IRAs, has to be paid out.
Could you repeat that percentage again, please?
3.64%.
Thank you.
Okay? That's what you have to take. Now, real quickly, not that we're allowed to give any tax advice, but what would be the tax on it or the penalty if you don't take it out?
10% penalty?
Incorrect. 10% is if you take it out prior to 59.5. If you do not take out your required minimum distribution, so let's say $100,000, 3.64, that's $3,640, 50% tax.
Wow.
Penalty.
Penalty?
Penalty for not taking it. Okay? Now,
IRS needs their money.
absolutely. So what I'll do is at the end, I'm going to go ahead and leave you with one last thing that will help you identify where all the retirement assets are. Okay? So, at 70.5, 3.64%. By the time we are at age 78, we're over 5%. By the time we're age 83, we're over 6%. By the time we're, I think it's 86, 87, we're over 7%. So let me ask you a question. The CFP standards say 50% stocks, 50% bonds, 4%. The qualified money, that's blown right out of the water. Okay? How long is that asset going to last? For a female, age 100, it's not. So what we have to do is we have to provide that guarantee. So with qualified assets, and this is where I'm very, very passionate about helping clients understand this, is that when you have an IRA that's sitting in a 1% money market or CD, and you're taking out 3.64% or what have you, is your asset growing or depleting? Okay, it's depleting. Every single year, it's going down. Now, if we go ahead and take that same asset and we put it into an index annuity, and let's say it earns 1%, and we take out 3.64%, what happens to the principal? It goes down, right? But within these index annuities, you have what we call a living income benefit rider. So let's say we have $100,000. We start out today with $100,000. We take out 3.64%, and the market does 0% return. Here's the principal value, goes down by 3.64%. Here's your guaranteed income for life withdrawal-based value. That stays there. It doesn't go down, because you're guaranteed an income off of this value for life. And it can be on 2 lives. It can be on a husband and a wife. It can be based on a domestic partnership. Okay? Now, next year, we're taking out almost 4%. And let's say we get 2% return on our money, so we only go down by 2%. Still goes down. This is going to go down no matter what. Period. Final. End of story. This will deplete. But as long as we have that agreement with the insurance company for the withdrawal benefit to be here, guess what? This number will never go down unless we take out more than the required minimum distribution or the guaranteed percentage of income that they can take out. Okay? So let's say, for instance, the most I can take out is 5%. But my required minimum distribution is 6%. Okay, that's fine. But I take out 7%. This will go down. The withdrawal benefit's going to go down because you took out an excess amount. What we're doing is we're taking that IRA and we are creating a pension-like income, because we know that the IRA will deplete. It will deplete because of the required minimum distribution. Now, we can go ahead and try to take more risk. We can go ahead and try to get that 8% return, 6%, 10%, whatever it may be. But unfortunately, guess what? Over the last 12 years, due to sequence of events, so many people that, well, let me ask you, how many have sold a variable annuity?
Before.
Anyone?
Before.
Variable annuity with a living income benefit rider? Okay? Now, if I had sold a variable annuity in 2007, and the client decided they wanted to start taking income immediately, how's that variable annuity looking today?
Not good.
Not good. Not good. Because of the returns on their money, sequence of events. If we're taking out 5, 6, or 7% income, plus, what are the fees on the variable annuities?
Very high.
High.
Anywhere from probably 3% to 4.5%. Okay? Plus our withdrawal, plus the returns on the market. So if we had a negative 28% on the S&P 500 in 2008, minus, let's say, 4% for fees, so we're now negative 32%, plus, let's say, a 5% withdrawal, now we're negative 37% on our money. How long is it going to take for that to grow back up? Especially when we're taking out 5%, let's say 4% for fees. We're taking out 9% every year. As opposed to, we bought the index annuity in 2007. We took out our withdrawal. Okay? I think 2007 we did have a slight positive return. But in 2008, we're a negative 28% return on our money. Guess what? our principal value only went down from the dollar amount that we withdrew, 5%. Okay? How easy is it to make back 5%? Well, on an index annuity right now, it's a little bit tougher because of the caps. I'm perfectly honest with you. It is tougher because of the caps. But because we don't know where the caps are going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, those caps could get better. We have better participation in the market down the road. That's going to help us with our cash value. But what did clients say? No loss of money in the market, guaranteed income for life, and actually, some of them want a guaranteed income for life that will increase every year. Okay, now, some of the Social Security payments, they have a cost of living adjustment floor. Now, last couple of years, we haven't had that because of the economy. But we're starting to, I think we're starting to see it. I'm not getting it. People on 68. But the thing is that, you know, they want that rising income. Now, I want to talk about two strategies. On the left-hand side, as we were just talking about, left-hand side behind the first big page here. Says this here. The power of zero. Okay? That goes into exactly what we were just talking about. The power of zero, zero when the market's negative. You know, once again, we take a look at 2003. Whoops. Oh, hang on a second. There you go.
We don't have it.
No, on the second page.
Do we have any extras? Okay. That's okay. Go ahead. So the thing is what we're taking a look at here is in 2001, in 2008, you see the dip in the market? Okay? But the green line, which is above it, is the index annuity. We don't have to make up returns due to market volatility. That's what clients are looking for. They don't want to lose their money. I had a client down in Solana Beach, Del Mar area. This guy was worth probably about $45, $50 million. Okay? The number one thing he said to me when he brought over one of his accounts, hey, he didn't know me. I was training, you know, and sharing with him some good information. And he says, okay, I'm going to bring over this one account. He says, but don't lose my money. I want return of my money, not return on my money. Don't lose my money. All of a sudden, we have to get an annuity here. And so the thing is that's what clients want. They want return of their money, not on their money. Okay? That's the power of zero. Now, when you have clients who are pre-retirement, okay, that is where we are extremely strong. Okay? So if you go ahead and take a look at the very last, actually let's do this. Let's go into, on the right side.
The right side?
Yeah, on the right side, let's take a look at this brochure. Okay? This is our lifetime income benefit rider. Okay? And as we were talking, what are clients looking for? Guaranteed income for life, potentially a rising income for life. Okay? If we have a client who is not looking for income right away, that says, hey, you know what? I'm 55, 60 years old, I'm gonna wait at least 10, 15 years till I start taking income, because I don't really need it right now, okay? That's what we wanna take a look at here. Now, if we go ahead and take a look on page 1. AG is American General, Lifetime Income Builder. The very first section, guaranteed growth and guaranteed income. Now, remember I told you we have two values here? Okay, policy value, this, well, in an index annuity, can only go up, can never go down unless we're taking withdrawals. Okay, this is our withdrawal benefit. If we're not taking income, American General is going to credit the withdrawal benefit or the withdrawal base by 6% compounded every year for up to 20 years. If you're not taking income,
You're not withdrawing it.
you're not taking any money out, you're just letting this grow, we will go ahead and credit your income base, the amount, the value that you're gonna take an income stream off of. We're gonna credit you 6% compounded,
Wow.
and I'm gonna add another word into there, uninterrupted for 20 years, or until you start taking income. So,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Let's say for 3 years consecutive you did not take out any income, but then the fourth year you took out something.
okay,
It will stop.
the compounding will
Yes.
stop, so you'll get 6, a little bit over 12, a little bit over 18,
Yeah.
maybe closer to 19% return on your money there. You take income.
On the fourth year.
Yep. Now, let's say for instance, in the 5th year, you said, I'm not gonna take any income, I need just to take a little bit out then.
You start
They'll
compounding.
start
again.
back up again,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's good.
okay? Now,
Then I
I use the word uninterrupted. Why? Well, some of our competitors,
If you interrupt, that's it.
no, some of our competitors have said, we'll allow you to compound for 20 years, but after 10 years, we need the advisor to go back to the client, have them sign this form to say that they want to continue